Should I record my thru hike? Today, I'm going to talk about the pros and cons of documenting your journey. Alright, so there are a lot of people now on YouTube, Instagram, a blog, trail journals that have been recording and documenting their hike. So you might be getting ready to do a thru hike, maybe a section, maybe just a long weekend, but maybe asking yourself, should I document my hike? Now when I say record, I'm not necessarily talking about just video, also talking about taking photos, maybe it's keeping a blog, a journal, or something like that. But should you record your hike? In 2015, when my wife Snuggles and I set out to hike the Appalachian Trail, we wanted it to just be for us. We didn't want to take a lot of video, we didn't want to keep a blog or a website. Our idea was pretty much just to take a handful of pictures with my phone, and then my wife Snuggles was going to keep a daily diary every day on the trail. Now when we got off the trail in 2015, the number one thing that I wish I would have done during our hike was record video, for a handful of reasons. Number one, it's really great to have those things to be able to look back on, to share with family members, or in my case, I wanted to start doing media about trail life and thru hiking tips and tricks. So I wish I would have recorded my hike to be able to share with you guys. Now luckily I did take a lot of photos, and then my wife Snuggles did have a diary for every day on the trail, so we were able to make all of our media off of that. In 2016, when we returned to the AT, I shot video, we made a blog, we had an Instagram, and we did a lot of media. And as most of you can see, I've been able to make this channel and all of the media that I share with you guys from doing so. So obviously there's a lot of pros like I just mentioned, but there's also some cons of recording your hike. Number one, extra stuff. So if you're planning on shooting video or maybe some really excellent photography, you're gonna have to have a camera, and a pretty decent camera. Now in 2016 I carried a GoPro Session, which was small, but I also carried a small tripod, a stick pick to go on the end of my trekking pole so I could get real wide angle shots. I carried an extra charging battery to be able to charge my camera, and extra memory cards. So I did add some weight to my gear setup. Luckily I had dialed some other gear down, so adding it wasn't that bad, but that is a thing to consider. If you're planning on recording your hike, you're gonna have to carry more weight and extra gear. Number two, taking a lot of time out of your day. If you're shooting video and setting up for really great photography shots, you're spending a lot of time setting up a tripod, getting things right, getting lighting right to get those perfect shots. In 2016, I wasn't too worried about it, but when I did the Arizona Trail in October of 2016, I took a tripod and spent a lot of time setting up the camera. Number one, I would set up the camera so I could ride past it and then come back and pick up the camera. So a lot of times I was backtracking on the trail just to get the shots so I could make a short film of my ride. So that is one thing to think about. It does take time and focus out of your hike or ride. And the third con I would say is probably one of the biggest. It takes a lot of time out in a town. So whenever you get to a town, you have a lot of things going on. Number one, you want to get a shower, you want to get food, you got to resupply for when you hit the trail, wash your laundry, maybe make some phone calls. But then if you're recording, you also have to sit down. If you're doing video, you have to edit and maybe upload to YouTube. If you're typing a blog, you have to find a computer to where you can update your blog, or maybe it's uploading photos to some sort of a cloud or sending memory cards home to yourself. So there's a lot of extra time that is taken when you're in a town to be able to get all of that media up and get it off of you and maybe clear out your memory cards so you can shoot more media for the future. So even though there are some cons, I think that the pros very heavily outweigh the cons, and I think it's totally worth it to record your hike in some sort of media so that you can share it with other people and so you can have it for your own memory for the future. There's a lot of things from both 2015 and 2016 memories that I've already lost, and without those pictures and video and writings, I don't know if I would have ever remembered them again. So I'm super thankful that I did record my hike and document our entire adventure. So my advice to you, if you're about to go do a thru hike, is do some sort of media. Capture something, if not to share for others, at least for yourself and for your family, to show them this great adventure and great accomplishment that you've done. Because who knows, it could be a once in a lifetime opportunity for you, and you might never do something like this again. So capture those memories so you have them for later. So hopefully that helped you make a decision for whether you're going to document your hike or not. And like I said, I hope you do, and I hope to be able to see some of that in the future from your hike like I've shared with you guys. If you haven't got a chance yet, go over and check me out on Instagram. I've been posting a lot of new photos of some of the things that Snuggles and I have going on throughout the week, and some pictures of my shakedown hikes for my section of the Continental Divide Trail next month, which I'll also be filming. Go ahead and like or dislike this video, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and as always guys, thanks for watching.